How do you feel about manual blocking, Aramis?
I don't agree with it in this state with this desync.
Okay, so how would desync? Let me ask you this: have you ever tried manual blocking with your brother or your sister or whatever?
No, the most I've done it is against the AI offline.
And you lost, right?
No.
You can. So you think you can beat me at manual blocking if we didn't have desync?
I think I'd have a good chance, yes.
To beat me with manual blocking, I'll stop you in the first round. Let me explain manual blocking to you from a boxing point of view, right? Now, you have the mindset that you shouldn't get hit at all, right?
No.
So in boxing, you're going to get hit, right?
It happens.
It happens, right? Okay, cool. So now, if you're in manual blocking and I have 6 different places to hit you, right? And you're talking about desync, I'm going to have a favorite punch combination, right? Because most people have the same thing. They either slide in with the jab and throw a power overhand right, which is the most popular combination, right?
Correct.
And then the lean back power overhand, right?
Yeah.
See, I know every combination, brother. That's why I'm platinum and undisputed. I know every combination. So now, and I know every cheese move that everybody does. Now, when they do these moves, say I pre-block already. I already know you're going to throw a right hand. And I just hold my right hand up the whole fight. What am I forcing the gamer to do?
You're forcing the gamer to have to hit from somewhere else.
Okay. Now, if I'm playing with semi-automatic blocking, I'm depending on the computer to make the adjustment in a split second. And that's an animation thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's also a rating thing, right? That's why a lot of people pick Crawford, because he got a 90-something for block, right?
Right. I guess.
And then the reflex of the computer making that adjustment. But if I'm controlling my own block and I just keep my right hand up or my left hand up or whatever punch I know that you love to throw, I just took that punch away from you. So my question is, if I already got it pre-blocked, how can I get hit with a desync?
Desync is two people saying a completely different thing, so it's not always
I know what desync is, young man. I got it, but I have it pre-blocked on my this. I'm gonna say this again because you're gonna go the negative way, and I'm gonna show you that you're just doing that, right? I'm gonna say it again. The computer is blocking for you. So the computer has to make the adjustment of the combination of the offensive fighter when you're on defense. So when it lags for a second, I'm talking about the computer, not the internet. If you watch the animations on defense and you throw combinations offline, you'll see that the computer is making a defensive adjustment to the punch. And if it lags because of the ratings, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit with a combination. But if you have it pre-blocked already, my question to you is, how are you going to be hit with a desync if you already have it pre-blocked?
Offline, that's not a factor.
Poe, explain to him what I'm saying. He don't understand. He's going the other way.
Hold on. If we're talking about desyncs, Aramis, the context of desyncs is online play. We're not talking about offline play anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole argument about desync is online. So I don't know why you're talking about offline now.
Computer blocking.
The computer, it's AI blocking. That's the whole idea of the block system, right? It's AI. It's the AI reacting. A human can react faster than the AI. A human can adapt.
Yeah. If the AI controlling everything, it's not the same. Like, especially it's online and offline. The up and down blocking is basically helping you with your blocking instead of you having the manual blocking.
Yeah, but the whole argument about desync, like if we're talking about offline, we're talking about punch registration. But we're talking about anytime somebody talks about desync, it's in the context of online play.
Yeah.
And I was talking about
That-
pre-blocking the area so you can take that punch away. You can take it away from the opponent because you already know he's going to throw it. The same thing that Rolly Ramiro did to Ryan Garcia. He knows that he likes to, what you gamers call, spam the left hook. He loves to throw the left hook. So Rolly just kept his right hand up and took the left hook away from him. So he couldn't throw it. So in the game, if I know that you're gonna throw that right hand, I could just hold my hand up to take it away from you. So you're telling me that Desync will control and move my hand? That's the whole reason of the word manual. I'm controlling it. I'm not depending on the computer to make the adjustment for me. And I think this is what scares you casuals because you're not used to it. And you know you will get fucking destroyed. That's why you're not saying anything about it. You done tried it off a line and you done got fucked up. All of you have tried it and know your brain can't keep up with that shit because you're not used to playing a fighting game in your mind, a fighting game that you have to block all those channels. I can name a game that you probably don't play. It's called For Honor. It's the closest thing to manual blocking. Have you ever played that, Aramis?
No.
Try it. I bet you suck at the game because it's not up and down. You can't just push up. You can't just push down. Y'all don't want realism on defense. All gamers are good at offense. But soon as you get hit, you cry and run. And a desync punch does not change the whole fight because desync does not happen every second of the round. It shows you don't want to get hit at all. All of you that be complaining about desync, you think that you perfect. You think that you're not supposed to get hit. That's why you run backwards and you try to point. You try to count points and hit a person 5 or 6 times and run the whole fucking round. And you think you boxing. You pussying. That's what you're doing. Pop, pop, pop. And then you go back and look at CompuBox, which CompuBox does not tell the story of the fight. Let me tell you why. There's a jab, cross, uppercuts, hooks. That's it. Where's the jab to the body rating? Where's the left hook to the body rating? It should be its own stat if you want to tell the story. If I throw a left uppercut to the body, left uppercut to the head, you can't see that in the stats. You only see uppercut. That's all you see. And you got a head and body. Y'all don't complain about this shit because you don't know boxing. You don't complain about this because you don't know. But you'll go look at that rating and start counting punches and be like, yeah, you see, he's spamming. He threw 500 hooks. But where did he throw them? Where? Because it doesn't specify if it was a left hook. It doesn't specify if it was a right hook. It doesn't specify if it was a left hook to the body or right hook to the body. It doesn't specify. It only says hooks. And y'all live off of this. And look at the stats. And think that you know boxing. And you don't. And people like me and Poe, you get angry. I'm not just talking about you, Aramis. I'm talking about the community. You get angry because you know you don't know. And you get butthurt. As soon as one of us correct you, you get butthurt.
Yep.
Because you don't know.
Not you.
You
Not you, Aaron.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know, they get mad at us for saying certain things. I'm not talking about you, Aaron. I'm talking about we talking in general. But you know,
let me say this one thing to end that, Poe. Let me say this one thing to end that. Let me say this the one to end that. Let me say this to end that. The reason why me and Poe can talk, I got a chipped tooth in my mouth. I have a broken nose. I got a scar under my eye. I got a scar on my cheek from boxing. You didn't go through none of that shit. You're a TV watcher. I done got my nose broke and my shit was leaking like Niagara Falls. And every time I blew my nose, which you're not supposed to do, my eyes swole up. And I had to go home like that. And I had to be around my friends. And they said, damn, what the fuck happened to you? I had a boxing match the other day. God damn. You ain't never went home and had to look in the mirror and both of your eyes puffed up. And you don't look like yourself. So that's why we so passionate about it. Because you didn't go through none of that shit.
And I'm super.
So that's why we quick to say you ain't never boxed before. That's why we say it. Not to belittle you, to tell you you don't got no war wounds. You ain't never been hitting the solar plexus and all the wind knocked out of you, and you had to look at your opponent like it didn't even hurt, but you can't even fucking move. You paralyzed, but you can't let him know that.
No.
He didn't even know he hurt you. I got hit with a body shot one time, and he didn't even know I hurt him. He didn't even know he hurt me. He knocked all the fucking wind out of me, nigga. All the sonic rings fell out my ass.
Yeah, so going back, we were saying that, so we established clinching. Clinching is a functionality for boxing gameplay. So they removed it, right? Other things, we were talking about referees. We don't have any referees in the game, so that kind of translates into why we see a lot of guys running around holding the block the whole time, and there's no like no penalty or anything to kind of get them engaged.
That's part of the reason. Listen, that's part of the reason. The reason why gamers run around. Listen, brother. Listen, no, that's not the reason, because you don't have to have a referee to stop the running around. The running around is because there's no manual blocking. If it was manual blocking, people really don't understand how important manual blocking is. And manual blocking would teach gamers how difficult boxing is. Because guess what? Boxers don't use up and down blocking. They're always in trouble. They're always it's always a chance. Even last night, Crawford clinched Canelo in that corner. He clinched him twice.
So
he clinched him.
Let
me say this so you can understand. Let me say this so you can understand what manual blocking is. Manual blocking ain't just for you. He has to also protect 6 places. Imagine him running. Man, they'll be fucking terrified. When I explain this, they'll be terrified. That's why they don't want it, because they'll be fucking terrified. So when you chasing them down, they can't read the animation going up or down. They got 6 places to protect. And if they're fucking blocking minded, they not using slips, they not using steps, they not turning out, they don't know that, they only depend on blocking, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna get fucking destroyed. Because a gamer thinks block. He don't think slip. He don't think. That's why the slip mechanic's not being used. Why use it when you can use a 50-50 mechanic? It's a 50-50. You letting the computer do most of the work. So if I'm chasing him down and I cut the ring off, now he has to be smart enough to know what combinations I'm going to throw. And he has 6 different places that he has to protect. Once I catch up to his running ass, once I catch up to him, he it's this fucking game. Nobody can do that shit. Then go play something else. That's how our sport should be treated. Listen, our sport should be treated not with handicapping casuals. Because guess what? People don't go play baseball because you're not into baseball. You don't know the rules. You don't go play Tiger Woods golf because you don't know the rules. It should be the same thing with boxing. Stop fucking making the game easy for fucking casuals. Stop making it easy for them.